Angel Reese was older, I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be?
Reese Angel was older. I would have reprimanded her for her recent remarks, asking, how naive can you be?
She's a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor. Plain and simple.
On the latest comedy program, the WNBA is going absolutely bonkers. As though the living legend would be overturned by someone who has been occupied with acting upset and crying over on-screen drama, Angel Reese declared that she would depose Caitlin Clark. Oh, and don't forget that she complained that her salary was inadequate. Angel's is officially a man.
Look, Angel Reese, there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see?
How she thinks she has what it takes to surpass Clark, the guy who creates history every season, is beyond ridiculous. Reese is skilled at ridiculing herself, but who knows? Perhaps before talking about taking over the WNBA, she's winning accolades for being pitiful. She might want to examine her reputation first because coaches won't make her the highlight. She needs to adjust her mindset. Angel.
Me and Camilla, it's the most we've ever lost in our life. I only lost 7 games in my last 2 years at LSU. So, it's been hard for me. But adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of, just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
There is nothing that Reese does wherever you go. Did you see her, Angel? Reese seems to think that working with one of the top trainers in the world, David Alexander LeBron James trainer, will make her the next big thing in women's basketball. While Reese is out there doing whatever it is that entails honing her general movement patterns, the world will make her superhuman and prepare her to dethrone Caitlin Clark. As you strive to be the best player on the court, Caitlin Clark is concentrating on honing her shooting and playmaking skills. Good luck! Reese might have enjoyed her time at LSU, but assuming she's on par with Clark is like saying you're going to release a new album after 5 minutes of singing in the shower. That's not competitive. It's just Angel Clark honing the skills that have already left you in the dust while you're working on whatever it is. Delusional, even though Clark is the overall basketball queen. Reese may have been the LSU queen and Caitlin is already in the spotlight. Reese is boasting about surpassing Clark and reinventing the entire game, but could you maybe elaborate on your strategy for dethroning a legend before you've even started working out professionally?
There is no one like Caitlin Clark. In the history of the WNBA.
Reese was making a valiant attempt to steal Clark's glory at the 2023 NCAA Championship by flipping the "you can't see me" gesture back in Clark's face. Oh, that was a moment, all right, but for all the wrong reasons. Reese's big move was a feeble attempt to make herself relevant by trying to steal the spotlight for just 5 seconds, while Clark was out there effortlessly outscoring everyone while Reese was busy playing WWE with her hand motion. Reese was only acting to attract attention, but this is untrue.
But they still ask you about Rookie of the Year. Yeah. What is your stance on that?
So my whole thing was when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm like, cool. The pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can just hoop. So I don't know when it started to just break out where I was just in Rookie of the Year conversations. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well, yeah.
In relation to statistics, let's assume that Reese had a lackluster WNBA debut. In comparison, Reese gets 13.6 points per game, which is almost 6 points fewer than Caitlin Clark, who lights up the league with an average of 19.2 points per game and accumulates assists as if she has been playing for years. Additionally, keep in mind that Clark LED Ray was still learning how to consistently make shots, but she gave it her all. Now, let's move on to the Rookie of the Year award. Reese only advanced to the finals, which sounds like a participation trophy at this point. Clark didn't just win, she entered the league and made it clear that she was ready to rule, and now she's out there trying to catch up, but Clark easily claimed that trophy.
I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism.
Just hold on, things will improve. Reese inked a shoe contract with, and her life off the court has really taken a turn for the worse. Let's celebrate that race because Reebok is truly revolutionary for someone who hasn't even demonstrated that she can consistently perform at the greatest level. Ray is busy sharing her lifestyle on Instagram, which is adorable and all, but if you think that will help you beat Clark, then good luck. If I were you, I would start focusing on basketball rather than the quantity of likes your posts are getting. In the meantime, Clark is out and destroying the game with every move she makes. Clark is managing her business, focused on the game and obviously not worried about how much a latte costs at Starbucks. Let's really talk about this unmatched league, which Reese hopes will be her big break. This 3x3 league is set to start in January 2025 with 34 of the top players worldwide. And yes, it's a big deal. Reese loves talking about that. She's out here highlighting her WNBA salary of $73,439 and talking about how expensive life is, honey, and perhaps it's time to start budgeting better. It's not just about the money or the headlines, it's about actual performance. And right now, Reese's performance doesn't scream, "I'm ready for this" competition, rather it screams she's walking into a lion's den. When all these elite athletes get together, and I know that she will earn $250,000 for the 8-week season, which is a significant increase from her pitiful $81,000 WNBA salary each year. That's fantastic, but this is where things get even more intriguing. I need a lot of work now. Even while you may have your sights set on the limelight, when it comes time to play, the attention will be on those who can really deliver. Reese is joining a league with some of the most gifted players in the world. Believes that simply showing up and having fun will make her the next big thing. Critics are already calling this an overestimation, and to be honest, they may have a point. This league will be exciting and full of top-tier talent, but Reese isn't even close to the caliber of players who have already proven themselves at that level, so while she might get exposure, she could also get exposed. This league might show how far behind Reese is from Clark and possibly even how far she still has to go. Here's the reality check. In professional basketball, if you want to challenge the best, you better have the skill to support it right now. Reese can talk all she wants about outperforming Clark, but in the end, that's just cheap talk that won't get you anywhere. It's just her fans, the Iowans and now the Indiana fans, who say they are for her and I respect that, but there are times when it's really insulting, and I think there is a lot of racism in this regard. Reese makes all these bold claims, but the problem is that her mouth is working harder than her game. Capacity to bring them to life. While Reese is training with one of the best in the industry, Clark is still out there putting in the work that counts. You can't buy your way into being the best. You can't just train with the top trainer and expect to suddenly be able to take down a legend. It takes years of dedication, consistent effort, and most importantly, talent. Reese is busy, but Clark has already shown she's the real deal, and Reese is still stuck in the get your someday phase. Receiving coaching on her overall gait when Rhea declares that she will dethrone Clark. Let's just say that the only thing she will be dethroning as herself from reality is this unmatched league. Sure, it's a fantastic chance for Reese to gain some recognition, but let's face it, it could also be the location where the distance between her and Clark grows even more glaringly apparent. Talking about taking over is easy when no one is actually challenging you, but when you face actual elite competition, things get difficult. Right now, she isn't even close to Clark's level. If she doesn't improve and stop acting like she's already there, she will only be a footnote in Clark's journey rather than the one to dethrone her.